We are starting a brand new online marketing course called 7-Step Marketing Machine. This is going to launch next Thursday. It's going to be 7 parts, and each part is going to cover and go into more detail about some of the things I'm actually talking about here today, and some of the things that we talk about in Uncopyable. But what I've also learned when we work with people on Uncopyable is that there are a lot of marketing things that people aren't really getting right, and part of it is because of the wrong perspective. They're going about it backwards and things like that. And so I wanted to put together something that you could go through easily, study, and have worksheets and things that you can use that are tools that will help you as you create your marketing strategy. And you can go right through this whole thing and be able to do that. And it's going to be 7 parts, real simple. Okay. Lesson number 1 is going to be about your moose. And one of the bonus things that's going to be added in here is I'm going to tell you about how you define your moose and how you can create. And there's like the word avatar is used a lot in developing your own avatar. Well, we're going to have a worksheet in there where it's going to be your moose, who's your moose worksheet on how you define your marketplace in advance. Oddly enough, we find with a lot of our customers, and even ones who are fairly successful, they'll actually admit that they do a lot more shotgunning, and they spend a lot of time, effort, and money on people who are not their moose. And that when they shift their efforts to just focusing on their moose, they find that they're a lot more successful, a lot more efficient. They close more sales, they generate better leads, and they make more money. So understanding the moose right out of the box is really, really important. Your message, I'm going to help you come up with your message. I'm going to talk to you about what are the types of questions that you need to answer for yourself. And again, we'll have a worksheet that will be part of lesson 2 that will give you that you take step by step through to address and come up with the message, the moose bait that you need to come up with. We'll talk about how do you select the right media, and then once you're using media, what are the best steps for using things like social media? How do you take social media and turn that into revenue generating? How can you use direct mail to be more successful? All the different tools that you might want to use, but more importantly, what is the process that you go through in deciding which tools are the best ones to use, and then how to use them? How you can actually encourage the moment to happen sooner, right? We want to, a lot of times we don't know when people are going to be ready to buy, and so we sometimes have to wait for that moment, that lightning bolt to come out of the sky. But we got to be able to do 2 things, right? One is that we got to, if it's that situation where the lightning bolts come out of the sky, we want to make sure that we are the ones they're thinking about at that moment. But also, in addition to that, what are the ways that we can actually communicate with people to kind of encourage that moment to happen a little bit sooner than it might happen before? The 5th lesson is going to be all about differentiation. How to be uncopyable, right? But I'm going to spend that time with you and help you come up with some answers. I'm going to have some questions in there. Again, a worksheet for you to go through yourself and fill out, that you will be able to answer that question. What makes you different from everybody else? Valuably different from everybody else. Number 6 is going to be a marketing checklist. That there are things about marketing tools, like rule number 1 is that there will always be a meaningful next step in the relationship building process. It's a measurable, rule, in the marketing checklist. So that when you are developing your plans, then you pull your checklist out and you go, okay, and you just go through each one of the steps in the checklist to say, did we address this? Did we address this? Did we address this? And number 7, copywriting, teaching you how to be a better copywriter. This is probably the number 1 skill for a marketer to be able to do, is to be a good copywriter. And the bottom line is that good copywriting is all about persuasion. And so to better understand the psychology of persuasion and how to help people, make a decision to work with us, right? Or to go to that next step. And that's really, really important. So we're going to have 7 lessons in this thing, 7 steps, 7-step marketing machine. And the bonuses, like I said, like first thing is that today's, for those, I mean, the replay is free. Obviously, you guys can watch the replay anytime you want. The visuals for today are going to be one of the bonuses in the 7-step marketing machine. We're going to have the Moose worksheet I told you about, the differentiation worksheet. I'm also going to have in there what I call the customer spend worksheet, because one of the things is, which I will, I'll mention here a little bit later also, has to do with how much you are willing to spend to get a customer. I'll have a worksheet in there. Well, there'll be a media calendar that you can kind of fill out and be able to work with on your own to determine ahead of time what is your plan of attack for the next, say, 3 months on how you're going to communicate with your marketplace. And then also, in addition to that, for those of you that are not members of the Gold Inner Circle, you will get 2 months free as part of the your 7-step marketing machine. So you'll get 2 months, and it's only 2 payments of $47, total of $94. Okay, for this whole thing. It's going to be a lot of information, and it's only 2 payments of $47. It's going to launch a week from today. Today is August 22nd. Those of you that are listening on the replay, got to check your date. It launches on August 22nd. But if you want to get in now, because I mean, it's worth way more than $94. That's for sure. So if you want to sign up for it, and I hope you do, you go to theadventure.com/machine. That's it. theadventure.com/machine. You just see a real quick shopping cart there to sign up for it, and then you will be on the list. And when it launches on the 29th, you will have access to lesson number 1 and then lesson number 2 will be dripped out about a week later. Lesson 3 about a week later. So like I said, 2 payments, $47. Launches August 29th. Go to theadventure.com machine. Now here's another bonus that I'm going to throw in. The first 12 people who sign up for the 7-step marketing machine, you're going to get a bonus webinar with me, a bonus live webinar with me, where I'm going to not only answer questions that you guys have, but we're also going to have hot seats for everybody. Everybody will be able to come on, and each of the 12 people will send in advance, what is the one thing you want us to work on with you, whether it's on your current marketing plan, your current program, and you will, and the whole group will respond, obviously including me, to help you with that. But that's for the first 12 people who sign up for it. Okay. So go to theadventure.com/machine. /machine.